now the friend, and more red coloring here. Hopefully, a lot better done this time. But no, it does not seem like that's going to be the case. I'm Cat-Eyed Boy. During my travels, there's one thing that's happened that I'll never forget. There were two young boys. I'll tell you their story tonight. Okay, two young boys fishing at some whirlpools. So, okay, can't catch anything, so they leave. Hands to help each other over the red moon. Yeah, they're very close, always together. Got a big bite, nice. So it's just their own little special spot. Okay, they caught all the fish and they just put them back. Feel bad for them. Alright, and they part, and Cat-Eyed Boy from the shadows. Gonna take that attic. Yep, gonna live in that attic. But I was a little jealous of him. Why? Huh. So, what, are you trying to, like, erase you who can, like, spin more times or whatever? Oh, what a nice friend, though. What a nice friend. These two. We got a book on soccer players. Okay, he's gonna join the soccer club. Yeah, I'd like to too, but I'm too clumsy, so I'll cheer you on from the sidelines. Oh, this is so nice. I love this. I see. Let's get our fishing spot this Sunday. Oh, sorry, but I promised the guys in the soccer team I'd play with them. So, yeah, losing his friend. But yeah, why were you envious of him? Kept looking at him, but not really noticing a thing. Didn't even notice that Motomo had ended up all alone. Why are you envious of him? Okay, I mean, I guess we're kind of his friend. Can you give this to him? Yeah, of course, sure. Yeah, sucks. And now, oh my god, he showed them the fishing spot. Their secret spot. Oh my god, this hurts. This hurts the heart. Yeah, just throw it in the ocean. Man, if this ain't the gay experience, I don't know what is. So relatable. But I was purposely ignoring him. What is up with you? But okay, I'm trying to rekindle the friendship. Or no, he's not. Something else. Yep, found a huge hole. Push him in. Cover with a large fucking boulder. Oh my god. It's the only way I can be your friend. God, oh, the heartache. And then when the tide rises, you'll die. Good God. Then the uproar happened. Yeah, of course. No matter how hard they searched, they'd never find him. And yeah, you haven't been paying attention at all, so now you're like, oh, he must know where he's hiding, though. So now you follow him. And then he just disappears. But his bag's still there. Did somebody kidnap him, or what the hell? Okay, started walking back to the house, but no one was in there either. Everybody here just disappeared, but the mother was cooking, the stove's still on. Huh. Okay, cats come. And he's in Tokyo? What? Okay, he's in Tokyo? Oh my god, if they fucking run us over, Jesus Christ, humans. Fucking humans. Okay, let's just run there. Just run into Tokyo. Whew, what a journey. Alright, thanks for your help. I guess we needed the cat to lead us to Tokyo. But okay, yeah, here he is. What the hell? Yeah, tries to run away from us. So he's sick, they say. And now, yeah, he's drawing him. Yeah, obsessed. What? Is that all? I just made it all up. What? I've been confined to my bed since I was born. I don't really have any real friends. That's why I imagine things all the time, like my imaginary friend Tetsuji. But he stopped being my friend, so I buried him. In a dark hole alongside the ocean cliff where no one goes. But I don't imagine things like that anymore. I don't need to. Huh. And he rips it out and throws it away. Can you use your imagination once more? I want you to save Tetsuji. Okay, so like, yeah, this isn't just all an illusion. This is actually happening. Sure, it's easy to imagine things. Just imagine it and... Oh, I can't imagine things too well. Lost my touch. Oh, okay, I'll also try it. God, this kid. But I mean, he thinks it's all just his imagination. But, okay, he was, yeah, he was taken out of the thing, but it's still his dead body. But now the people will be able to find his body and have closure. I know people say whatever they want. This is the story of two boys, Tetsuji and Motomu. Every time I think of them, I get teary-eyed. I'll probably never forget. And that's what we ended it on. I mean, yeah, it's just a tale of two gay boys. Couldn't be. But, yeah, anything else? Or just some credits and stuff? But yeah, just some nice, artwork that's been extracted, But that's it for Cat-Eyed Boy. I did enjoy this one. Again, this was much more of a series than it was a collection of one-shots. It was also a collection of one-shots, but two of those one-shots were long as fuck. But yeah, I definitely did enjoy this. I could definitely see a lot more of Kazuo's style in this versus Reptilia. I was like, I'm not sure. But like, this sells me on him as a mangaka a lot more. And yeah, it has that old style of like supernatural protagonist that just has like a new power every single chapter. That was very funny to get. And yeah, there's a lot of humor in it as well. Yeah, and as I always say, like, his art is incredible when he's like goes all out with it. But even just in general, I feel like he's gotten like so much better overall. Like, just the average art looks a lot, better and doesn't just look like kind of like, yeah, it's it's what I would expect for something very, very early. Was much more average before versus now he stands out, on his own. Actually, I also wanted to throw in this little thing. There was another edition of Cat-Eyed Boy, and it had this included in it. We read one edition. This was another edition. I don't know why there was two editions. Didn't really see much of a difference between the two, aside from just like, different styles and stuff like that. But all the same content except for this. But yeah, the point where fear and laughter merge. And yeah, I guess I would definitely describe Cat-Eyed Boy as that. But not our author saying this. This is by somebody else. I often think that there is a very fine line that separates fear and laughter. I'm sure that everyone has experienced situations where you're so gripped with fear that you involuntarily start to laugh, or where you can't stop laughing and you suddenly become afraid and wonder, what if I can't stop laughing? Understandably, when we become adults, we are so caught up with daily life that we don't think about such things too often. What we do recall is how as kids we told each other scary stories, then broke out in uncontrollable laughter. Indeed, the point where fear and laughter come together is a special realm where kids hold the monopoly. Yeah, like, that is very, very true. You have to, like, take yourself back into that mindset, even as I'm reading this, it's, what you gotta do, just put yourself back in that mindset of being a kid, and, truly, like, it's something that I don't think about as an adult very often. When I'm going into horror as an adult, I'm definitely going in mostly for the horror, 90% for the horror. But, horror and comedy definitely go together very well. The works of Kazuo Umezo fill you with fear and fill you with laughter, and constantly bring you close to that point where they meet. I was first introduced to the works of Kazuo Umezo in the 3rd grade when I began reading Makoto-chan, which was serialized in Weekly Shonen Sunday, but it was a gag comic drawn in a horror manga fashion. And of course, its main purpose was to elicit laughter. Still, I think that the laughs were connected to a sense of creepiness in the stories. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of, like, cartoons like that, where you get those, like, sudden, like, extremely realistic close-up shots that are, like, very creepy, or, I mean, even just entire shows that do have a very creepy aesthetic. Flapjack, that's, I feel like, a very popular one, but, there's a lot of those sort of things. Or, I mean, even, like, all of Adult Swim. I mean, that's, going away from, like, saying this is a very childlike thing. But, like, mixing the comedy with creepiness, especially, is something you see a lot. And the creepiness just comes out of, the comedy comes out of the creepiness. I became totally addicted to the humor in Makoto-chan and began to immerse myself in the best horror manga of the genre that belonged to Kazuo Umezo sensei. His other works were no different. In Umezo's work, fear and laughter are intrinsically the same. Okay, that's nice to know going forward, because, yeah, Reptilia definitely didn't have that. And, maybe a little bit, but for the most part, not really. It's very straightforward. I believe that Umezo sensei never forgets about a child's naivete. Usually we define a child's naivete in a very superficial sense, such as pure innocence. But yeah, that is absolutely not true. Forgetting that the opposite trait is repulsive cruelty. Oh, I like that. Instead of pure innocence, repulsive cruelty. But that is it. Children, we tend to boil it down to children are pure and everything like that, but also they can be vicious. They're way more vicious than adults a lot of times because they don't have this built-in, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't do that sort of thing. And yeah, like a lot of people forget that side of them as well. That especially, I see that a lot whenever adults are then reading a thing about kids and then they put themselves onto it and are like, children don't act that way, completely ignoring even their own childhood, just rewriting it. It's crazy, but you see it all the time, especially in books and shit. Like when people discuss in books, they just forget what it was like to be a child. You just think it's this pure innocence, but that is not what it's like. But yeah, while Meizu Sensei has clearly been riveted by the dark side, he is also unmistakably a person with a child's naivete. This work, Cat-Eyed Boy, is at once enjoyable and mysterious, and clearly illustrates the child's naivete in Meizu Sensei. Cat-Eyed Boy, born from the womb of a feline monster, is cast out of the world of demons because he looks too much like a human, and seems to be a failure. Yet despite being constantly persecuted, he survives on the fringes of human society, and saves people who are tormented by monsters. In this, yeah, he may resemble Gegege no Kitaro. Hey, coming out next! Surprise, surprise! However, that is where the similarity ends. There is an overwhelming difference in the bizarreness of the storylines. Yeah, I mean, truly, there is a big, big difference. I would say, notably, in how, how actually superhero-esque he is. And now, to be fair, I have not read actual Gegege no Kitaro, I've just read the stuff for it. You'll see, when it comes out. But, Cat-Eyed Boy is a lot more heroic. He is a lot more involved, and there's a lot more purpose and a narrative to each thing. But, where were we? But just what is this? And also, I would say, yeah, the bizarreness. It's definitely, this is, the amount of shit we get in just these 2 volumes is crazy. Each story really stands on its own. That's why I was going to have it all be one video, but I had to upload it separately because each video stands on its own. Some are like an hour long, some are 5 minutes long, and yet somehow they still, hold the same weight. Somehow he managed to do it. But just what is this unforgivable bizarreness that lies at the core of Meizu's work? Is it a child's nightmare? I think that is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I mean, a lot of his, stories are about children as well, versus, Gegege no Kitaro is a lot about adults, a lot about, older men and stuff, so, it's definitely, has that child's nightmare vibe to it. That I feel like Junji Ito also captures a lot, that, just, nightmare energy, but this is more specifically a child's nightmare. I think that's the best way to describe it. There's no logic or reason to it. It's simply fear. The escalating fear and imagination of a child who is unable to fall asleep in a pitch-dark room late at night. Thinking about the worst-case scenarios and wondering, what would I do if this happens? And yeah, that is Cat-Eyed Boy. It's just this escalation. Every story is escalating until the very, very end is this big bum-esque thing. It is an extreme escalation where a lot of other stuff doesn't do that. You follow a little bit of an arc structure, up, down, but no. Cat-Eyed Boy is just every time we do a story, whoop, whoop, every time. Yeah, in Cat-Eyed Boy, I think I felt this way after reading The Immortal Man. That was the very first one! Why did you say, after reading that? Yeah, after I started reading Cat-Eyed Boy. This man resurrected himself after having both legs cut off and losing a huge amount of blood. Furthermore, 2 arms grew out of the places where his legs were cut. He regenerated. I don't remember where I read that. Perhaps it was at a friend's house, or perhaps it was in a magazine. Okay, so yeah, you just read it, somewhere. That's why he just thinks of it this way. Yeah, but I never forgot the contents of the story. When I reread it 10 years later, I was amazed at how many details I remembered. This story is truly like a bad dream. Yeah, I mean, still, there are so many horror stories I remember as a child that I still remember to this day that I don't know the names of, I don't know where I read them in, but I remember the story. I definitely remember the story, and some of them are, chilling, some of them are terrifying, some of them are silly, but, still stuck with me, because, no matter how goofy or cheesy it was, it's still, the goofier you go sometimes, as we're talking about, the laughter and fear emerging, you can go really crazy, like Goosebumps, you know? That's a good one. Goosebumps is way over the top and cheesy, and like we're gonna show you everything and describe it vividly, and you know, like whatever. We're not like hiding it. We're not trying to be eerie about this. We're trying to be scary, but yet then that sticks with you because it is. It's one of the only things that is like that. You know, it has the courage to be so bold, to not worry about the cheesiness and stuff. And like this is that same sort of thing. Like those are the kind of stories that stick with me even more than the actual super scary ones. Those affect me as I'm reading them, but they don't stick as much as the crazy over-the-top ones, like, you know, Immortal Man or Meatball Monster is just as amazing. I mean, as I read it, I was like, you know what, I wasn't that into that one, but since then, it's been like a couple days, maybe like a week or two since, it's stuck with me. You know, it's so persistent pursuing that sort of monster. You know, it didn't affect me as much in the moment, but it has affected me since. And again, the term Meatball Monster is something that I have used a ton already. In just like 2 weeks, I keep finding myself using the term Meatball Monster. It's very fitting. And it describes a kind of horror that, you know, you see all the time, but I've never had a word for. Now I have a word for it. It's a meatball monster. This monster is made completely out of mounds of gross meat and possesses one particular family who is dealing with cancer. Back then, cancer was considered incurable. And I guess, like, you know, it's not cured, but you know what I mean. Like, we have ways of curing it in a way. I get what you mean. The fear of the cancer becomes personified as meatball. This is the same premise used in the drifting classroom. Okay, well, actually, hold on. Don't want to see that then. But, okay, so however this reasoning has little impact on our perception of the grotesque meatball, the image of meatball is truly compelling, and this horrible sight keeps crawling and crawling back like a bad dream. Yet what's strange is that even amidst this fear, you catch moments of humor. Yeah, I think like that and Band of 100 Monsters definitely got a lot of humor in those. Like, even more so than any of the other ones. Like, especially the latter ones were like really devoid of humor, actually. They were much more serious. You read on despite feeling scared, and then you notice that you're laughing. Unwittingly, you are drawn closer and closer to that point where fear and laughter merge. This ability to have fun with a child's naivete is an art, a skill that perhaps only Umezu Sensei can pull off. 30 years have passed since I first came across a work by Umezu Sensei, and I have read countless manga during that time, but the ones that I love to go back and read over and over again are the stories of Umezu Sensei. The special appeal of Umezu Sensei is something I dearly wish others to know. And now I know some of it, but we will be reading more of it next Halloween. And I know it's a year away, but, you know, there's a lot on my plate, and horror is best read during October. So, I will see you guys for more of Umezu Sensei's work next Halloween. Till then... Oh, actually, hold on. Wait, I just noticed. Who is this? The guy who did this? Yeah, not important. Never mind. Shouldn't have... Oh, actually, hold on. Never mind. We do got something here. Shocking graphics. The flute. The meat-faced. The two-faced demon. Or demoness. The hag on your back. The red spirit. The one-legged monster of Odai. Where are these all from? That one was from the book, but the other ones, I don't remember. Yikes! Gasp! Flying through the air, crawling on the earth. A swarm of weird monsters attack Cat-Eye Boy from left and right. Cat-Eye Boy has been ousted from the world of monsters because he looks too much like a human, but humans shun him because he seems so creepy. Okay, was this when he was shunned out? And they're just like saying, like, oh, by the way, here's what all those, yokai was, perhaps. Oh no, one after another, the arms of the thousand-hand demon are coiling around his body. Okay, no, so this is just like a mix of, interesting. Okay. But okay, that's it now. Truly. See you guys for next Halloween. Till then, get the fuck out of here. Actually, also, go watch, my other stuff. We got some more Halloween stuff coming out still. Don't go away just yet.